Now let's talk about this situation with this OTL bullshit. Now, what helped me is that he didn't give me another load after that. That would really help. After me driving all night, and then when I was at a dock at 6:30 this morning for a few hours waiting to get unloaded. So he didn't give me another load after that. That great. After that hell load he gave me last night, he didn't give me another load after that, good, because I was prepared to quit. I was prepared to walk the fuck out. Don't give me no another load, because overall I had drove all night. He told me to sleep at the shipper. Obviously, when you do OTR, 99% of warehouses, they don't want you. You can't sleep there. You can't park there overnight. When it's time for you to leave, when it's time for you to leave, they want you to leave. So that's the sucky. So what I realized about life in general, all life is a constant evaluation, and really can't nobody really give you advice besides other people that's in your position or similar. Because everybody's situation is different. If you got lots of options, you're good to go. If you don't got lots of options, you really have to stop and think. Seriously, when you don't have a lot of options, you really got to stop and evaluate. Life is a constant evaluation. Shit. What is that? The only positive I can say, this nigga give you 2 logins. So he definitely won't write you up. He definitely won't write you up for the logging bullshit. Like other companies I've been with will give you like team loads and shit, and soon you violate your hours of service, they own your ass. At least this one of the Chicago-based company. At least this is one of the foreign companies that either reset your logs or give you another login. Most companies I've been with don't give you another login. Now, either or, but hey, you got to make the best of it. At least make the best of it now. I gotta keep in my mind when I'm gonna quit. I don't got a lot of options. You really don't got a lot of options. And you go to other companies, you don't know how they do business until you get there. That's the one thing with trucking and small companies or big companies. You really don't know how they do business till you get there. And finding a dedicated account. Finding a dedicated account may take some weeks. May take a few weeks. I have to keep that in mind. If I quit this company and go somewhere else, look for a dedicated account, it may take a few weeks. Now the overall information, trucking in general, OTR sucks because you don't know what you're walking into. This is the constant flow of not knowing what you're walking into. Now, only positive I can say after this, he gave me I think it's a drop at Amazon. Great. Oh God. I'm taking a trailer to Amazon and dropping it. I'm like, God, great. Fucking great. The 2 things, if your company or you partner with companies that have some drop and hook status at places like Walmart or Amazon, great. Because if you don't, you can be there waiting 10 hours. You can be there with Amazon waiting to get unloaded for 10 hours. You can be there at Walmart there waiting to get 10 hours. That sucks, man. And going back to live loads, I've watched a lot of I've watched reviews on Trucker Path about drivers. Dude, when you don't really, unless you're owner operator and you're getting paid good per mile and all this other shit, but as a company driver, waiting 10 hours or all weekend to get loaded, it's just not beneficial. Actually, to me, as a company driver or lease driver, it's not beneficial to be waiting extremely long and costing you loads and shit. None of it's not worth it. So I think seriously, not knowing these warehouses that take that take a long hours to unload you is that's why you want dedicated. You just don't want to go. That's why the long term game in trucking, you don't want to go to random warehouses. You want to know what you're walking into. You don't want to me, that I think in trucking, this the long game. You want to get in a position where you know the warehouses. You don't want to get in a position where you sitting at warehouses 5 and 10 hours. To me, that you want. I just think in trucking, you want to put yourself in a smart position. Company to put your as a company driver, get to a nice account. Whether that's a nice account with JB Hunt, Swift, it doesn't matter. That's a good position. OTL, because what makes people mad is not knowing what you're walking into. Oh man, I went here, I had to wait 5 hours. Oh man, I went here, I would do 6 hours. And it's not knowing what you're walking into makes people mad. And then in the freight industry, it oftentimes puts you behind on the load. I think as a driver, as a whole, whether you're a company, whether you're a lease, you need to know what you're walking in. You want to get a position like that. You don't want to do OTL. OTL is a lot of variables that you don't know. That's all. I think the smartest position. Like I said, you're not lazy. You just don't know what you're walking into. What's their pickup number? How long you gonna be there waiting to get loaded and unloaded? Now you don't. The older you get, you don't want to do shit like that. Now leasing people, they're searching for good paying loads. They're doing shit different. But companies, it's perfect examples. JB Hunt Intermobile. I see them bitches everywhere. JB Hunt making millions off that bitch. Millions. I see that shit every fucking well. They're making millions of dollars, bro. Millions. So, you want to get to a dedicated account, because I think what makes people mad is just not knowing. Because like if he would have gave me a load today, I was ready to quit. Say fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You're not smart as a driver going to these warehouses, not knowing where to go, not knowing their right pickup number, not knowing how long you're gonna be waiting at the dock, and that's gonna put you behind. It pays to get loaded and move. Period. No matter what type of load you got, it pays to get loaded and start driving. Period. Get your gas, scale the shit out, because you might have to get diesel, weigh it out, then you gotta drive. You know what I'm saying? That's what you may have to do. But yeah, if he wouldn't have gave me the day off, I would have been like, bitch, I'm out this bitch. That's what I've realized. Nobody talks about that. The good position to be in is working good set lanes. Even if it take you a year or two. Like this is the goal. Even if it take you 2 years, that's what you want to get to. You don't want to go all over America. To me, I think that makes people mad, because you don't know what you're walking into. Unlike trucking, we don't have co-workers, so you can't ask Bob, Mike, Jessica. You can't ask nobody. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how many trucks when you do OTL, you don't have co-workers. You're just out here by yourself. It doesn't matter if you're with a mega carrier or small carrier. It doesn't really matter. And y'all going all over, so y'all may not even go to the same places. So, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you're with Prime and y'all doing OTL. Y'all don't even go to the same. If y'all don't go to the same places, shit. The thing about it, when you have problems, you just left making the wrong tones or asking the warehouse staff. Basically. You don't know how long you're going to sit and wait at the docks. You don't know their pickup number till you get there. The lesson, the madness is just not, I think what really makes people mad at their job in general is just not knowing what you're walking into. OTL, like I said, not knowing how long you're going to be waiting at that dock. Not knowing the customer pickup number or what their policy is. And then, like some customers, like in the freight industry, some customers got special requests. A padlock, a helmet. They do. And then sometimes the driver don't know this information, that I'm supposed to have a helmet on. I'm supposed to have a padlock. That's not what most people ask for. Most carriers, most warehouses ask for straps. And your trailer to be clean. Straps and your trailer to be clean. That's about it. That's about it. You got to keep in mind that what I think what separates OTL from a normal job is just that you don't know what you're walking into. That nurse knows she's working on that floor dealing with them patients every day. That teacher know that she's teaching in that classroom every day. That plumber know, hey, I'm going to work this area and I'm going to fix a couple houses, plumbers in this area, in this city, or down the street. You know, trucking, you go to these warehouses as an OTR job, it's the shittiest position to be in my position. You have to think smartly. Smartly, not knowing what you're walking into, is fucked. Because you already got other things that's going to affect you, mechanical problems. In between 1% and 10%, you always will have some type of mechanical problems. It just is what it is. It's a matter of if, when. It's just a matter of when shit happens. Shit, you know. And I think I've seen a tire builder get a tire fixed $400-$500. I'm like, damn. I let you know for like each truck, shit, you had to have a designated a couple grand. Or get to a place where you just got a couple, like thousands just ready to go in case some shit happens. Because shit real happens. You know. That's why only the argument with the foreign companies making the guys run hard. Well, when they make you run like crazy sometimes, well, they need to build a reserve. It's not our profit. That's the thing about trucking nobody talks about. It's not our profit. It doesn't matter if you make 6, 7, 8 that week. Dude, it's not our profit. You could have blew out a tire. They spent $500 getting that tire fixed. Or, you know, your L hose went down. They spent $300 there. You know, flat tire, $400. You know, and then all the diesel you spent that week. So, you know, it's not our profit. I wish when you make 8, 7, dude, none of that shit. It's not our profit. And well, you know what we will know is all carriers, no matter what truck you is, like when your truck, if your truck do gross a lot, and it do well that week, you know what I've learned from out here, the carrier gotta put away some money. It has to, cause they know at any time, whether you a lease driver or whether you're a company driver, you can be calling them motherfuckers, say, hey, I got a flat tire. Hey, I got a flat tire. Hey, one of my lights not working. Hey, any mechanical problem. So that's why it's never our profit, bro. You gotta make now the only thing just I will say, you gotta make money out here. If you don't make money, you can be out of business so quick. I can't even see how drivers make it more than 6 months, in my opinion. I mean companies that don't make any money. The trucking industry is an industry where you have to make money because it comes with a cost. Every truck comes with a cost. Every truck is going to need some type of repairs. Every truck. It's just a matter of if, when, and where, and what. What do you need? Where it's at? Can you make it to a shop?